It's been a long day, but it's been a good day. You feel me? Getting that work done. And now we out here in nature, we on the baseball field today, kind of random. You feel me? I actually have some important things to talk about today, and I'm going to jump straight into it. One of the very first things is legacy, right? And respect for our elders. You know, to be truthfully honest with you, for my grandfather to have done the amount of work that he's done in the community, in people's lives, and in hip-hop, rap, to be seeing the people just use him up, soak him up, and not necessarily pour back into him evenly, really show me that there's a lack of overall respect for especially our elders, especially doing certain things during, while somebody's in their 70s, 80s. Like, come on, y'all. We don't respect the people in our community who need to be respected, who, they've lived so long and have so much wisdom. But for some reason, we think that wisdom is for us to take and drain from them. But instead, it's for us to learn, rather. And we don't get that principle. We don't get it at all. You feel me? One of the main accelerators in my life was that I had wise mentorship. You feel me? It doesn't matter if it was my mama. It doesn't matter if it was my daddy. It doesn't matter if it was my grandpa, some of my uncles, aunties. It doesn't matter if they were older than me. I took game. You feel me? It could be like people on the street, hobos. Like bro, I feel like I've been got spiritual messages and guidance. I feel like I done got spiritual messages and guidance from random people before. You feel me? Just strangers walking on the street overhearing a conversation. So being receptive to people who may know more. And it's not even that they know more than you in general, because everybody knows something that the next person may not know. You may not know what that certain thing is, but I promise you, you know something and somebody else knows something that can help you move forward. But we gotta stay, receptive to that. For some reason, in the Black community, or, this masculine, or whatever you guys want to call it, right? We have this tendency of shaming people who stay at their parents' house, shaming people who, utilizes that space to move on, you feel me, to move forward. And something that I'm noticing is that puts us in overdrive, overwork, and misalignment, because we're forcing ourselves out of our natural, ancestral code, in a sense. You feel me? Back when there were tribes, nobody was like, oh, you're 18, get the hell up. No, they may be like, okay, you're old enough to go hunt, you're old enough to go do this and that and the third, but you don't have to completely get lost unless you choose to. You feel me? Your tribe is your tribe, your village is your village, and people don't seem to understand that. When I step into white spaces, or Caucasian spaces rather, especially wealthy ones, you will always see their kids in the house. You will see a multi-million-dollar house, baller. Their kids live with them, right? And they're not, oh my God, you're getting too old, you need to move out. They're more like, I have all of this space, and it's being gave to you guys anyways. You guys are inheriting it. So why am I kicking you out exactly? Unless you want to leave, cool, sure, do what you want to. But the space is yours. And what does that allow? The child to actually focus on the things that he actually needs to do to become the best version of himself. You feel me? Kicking your child out or thinking that you have to leave too soon is what puts a lot of people in the matrix. I'm just being honest with you. Because off the rip, the matrix is not meant for you to succeed. So if you're jumping straight off the porch, no guidance, no direction, no anything, your first instinct is to go get a regular job. Is to go get a minimum wage job or some shit like that, unless you started getting some type of skill set. The majority of the times, a lot of people haven't went and got a skill set. They just got through into the workforce. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, you got through into the matrix by default because you decided to rush your process. If you would have stayed at home another 6 months, you may have realized, oh my God, I'm a writer. Oh my God, I'm a guitar player. Oh my God, I'm into tech. I'm into coding. And the next thing you know, your whole life could have been changed within the next year. But no, you psyched yourself out because of this toxic culture that ran. It's like everything surrounding the family is ruined. Everything. Single mamas everywhere, baby daddies, child, just there's so much drama and confliction around the household when it's like, bro, that's where it all starts. That's where it all starts. We get mad when we see other people like, oh, you inherited this, you got gave this. That's what you're supposed to do. I would hope when you guys get successful, because it's going to happen. You put plays in motion so that people under you have a little bit easier. Why do you want them to struggle like you struggle? That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. You feel me? And we look at anomalies and think that's going to be everybody. Not everybody's going to be a fucking anomaly. Not everybody's going to be in that type of position. So we have to be real. Not everybody's going to have the grit, resilience, determination, patience, focus, emotional capacity to go do certain things, to go make it in. Some people might not have it. That's okay. But that doesn't mean that the person next to them can't help them on their lifetime, help them on their path, and ease some of that weight. I don't know why it's like we're stingy. It's like we don't like helping people. It's like we always ask for help, but we never want to give the help. It's weird. Society's weird. Something else that I noticed is that not enough people trust their vision, like at all. When I tell you the amount of people I've seen set goals and actually hit them is kind of small. You feel me? It's like we set imaginary goals. This is where I want to be. This is where I'm manifesting. This is what I'm praying for. But we don't have levels of determination to do those things, because a lot of times, right now, unless you're talking about something, once again, an anomaly position, going to the NFL is an anomaly. Going to any type of major sport league is an anomaly. Being Drake is an anomaly. Being K-Dot is an anomaly. You might not have to do that. You feel me? That may not be your path. But goddamn, if you set a goal to at least, let's say, $100,000, there's somebody out there who's did it, which lets all of us know that there's a pathway, there's a solution. That's what a lot of people don't realize too, bro. There's solutions to this shit. The things that you're battling with, the things that you're suffering with, talk to the right person and it's going to be like oh my God, it was so simple the whole time. Life is like that. Oh my God, it was right next to me. Oh my God, it was right under my nose. Oh my God, it was that simple. Yeah, you just weren't talking to the right people. You weren't reading the right things. You weren't seeking the right type of knowledge to hit the goal. You feel me? Hitting goals is somewhat simple once you inform yourself, once you talk to the right person, or once that God-given moment happens. Because I'm not going to lie, sometimes you guys are going to be on your journey and the shit just ain't going to work. You're going to be like, oh my God, I'm looking for the answer. I'm looking for the solution. And it's not going to work. Why? Because God hasn't put that person in front of you yet. Sometimes it is down to divine timing. Some of you guys haven't had your moment. You haven't met that person that's really going to change your life. You haven't met that person that's going to pivot you. You haven't met that partner yet. You haven't met them yet. So certain things, you just kind of got to go with the flow, but don't stress yourself out in the process. Move with intent. It just hasn't happened yet, but I'm receptive to it. And what is one of the best ways to be receptive to new information? Doing what I was talking about at the beginning of the video, respecting elders, respecting legacy, respecting people. You feel me? In general, but especially the ones older than us, because what does that tell you? They've went through something that you probably haven't. Now, I'm not saying somebody younger than you hasn't went through something that you haven't, because man, I'm 22 years old and I've had experiences. I haven't had all these traumatic ass experiences like everybody likes to flaunt, but I've definitely experienced life on levels that I don't think a lot of people, especially my age, has done yet, or they may ever do. You feel me? So you can't disregard somebody just because of their age and say they're younger than you. But it's just that principle of sometimes if you're trying to get somewhere, you got to find the person who's already did it. And usually the people around you, the people in your age group, they're also in the process of trying to do it. So what do you have to do? Go to somebody older who's already did it, and then just trace back the steps. How did this work? I just gotta bingo, you hit. You feel me? But we don't have determination, we don't have focus, and it all starts with our inner healing. You feel me? You're not going to be receptive to nothing nobody tells you if your ego's in the way. If you think you don't need nobody, if you think you Himothy, you're not going to be receptive to a damn thing. But if you humble yourself, if you chill out a little bit, and I don't even like using the word humble because people internalize it wrong, right? But in a lot of cases, it's kind of fucking true. Some people, their ego's like, bro, you're not that. You're not there yet. So find somebody who is. Find somebody who can help you so you can get there. You feel me? But don't ever lower your self-esteem. Don't think you're less than because you don't know. Just acknowledge that you don't know. I guess humility is probably a better word for that, huh? Yeah, man. So yeah, set some goals and hit them. When you focus, solutions happen naturally. And I think that's just the gist of this video. You know, it's a beautiful day. I haven't worked out yet. We just been working today. We've been in our creative element, and we up in the production, you feel me? So I hope that all of this like recorded, right? So I don't have to do it again, because I think I was talking some heat, you feel me? But yeah, man, I love y'all. Make sure y'all check out my Instagram if you want to see some pictures, some directing, editing, whatever the case may be. You feel me? I'm your lovely neighborhood creative. I love y'all, man.